During that time, I went to numerous fair hearings to get additional hours and presented cases to get that done. Some successful, some not. But what I found out through being educated through trial and error is that the system in which California uses to evaluate the consumers is completely outdated. You know, my question is there anything going on now that's planning to revamp this program and the way they evaluate the consumers? Because I find that it's, one, it's very complicated, and two, it's not accurate. So that's kind of my question.
Okay. You know, there's so many elements to in-home care and to the IHSS program specifically that obviously are craving redesign and better structure, more consumer input in their design, all of these things. And, you know, I think all of us that are certainly members of the coalition, I think anybody that's affiliated with the program as a consumer or an advocate are aware of a lot of flaws that still need to be worked out and resolved in the program. I can tell you that just because of the stance that we've been in for the last 2 years with this governor literally trying to take this program out. I mean, you had dialogue from this governor at the beginning of the year basically saying that he, you know, he would have no problems, you know, dismantling this program entirely because at the end of the day it was an optional service and that, you know, if he wanted to, he didn't have to provide it. So when you've got that level and that kind of rhetoric, we've just been in basic survival mode for the last 2 years, Ed. And I can tell you that I think that with this last budget agreement, I'm hoping that that's taken some of the heat off of us. We always think that, and then come the next budget year, we find out that we're sadly mistaken and have to go back into a total defensive mode. But I can tell you in our earlier history in this decade when the coalition was being formed, that there was a lot more discussion and, you know, we were certainly in a much better place where we weren't fearing for our lives, that we had the capability to talk about doing things like this. And I think all of us have to be optimistic that we're going to get back to that place because we know that this program is unique in the nation. We know its strengths. We know there's nothing like it. We set the example for the entire United States and I think in many ways the world. And that doesn't mean that there's not room for improvement. We all know that there absolutely is. And that's our goals as advocates and participants in this. We want to make it better. And so all I can say to you is I'm hoping that we'll get that opportunity in years to come and we can start having more profound discussions about the things that you've talked about and not just fearing for our very survival. Thank you.
John, they really want us out of here.
I want to say one quick thing, that there many times what you find on these things, which the technical details seem to be wrong. If you go to the statute, like the statute that says what IHSS is supposed to provide, it's supposed to provide independence and health and safety and so on. There's resources where you can use to fight the misinterpretation by the social workers of when they do the assessments. And anybody that's interested in that, I can give you some more information.
I'd like to give a big thanks to John Wilkins and everybody get on his website and keep up the good work, John. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.